Today I'm in yet another Honda Civic, but this time it's the new Honda Civic Diesel. And to drive it, I have flown all the way to Rome. And when I say Rome, what I actually mean is the roads kind of outside Rome. I haven't actually seen any of Rome. So if you ever think that I'm just on holiday when I come and film these videos, let me tell you, this has not been a holiday. Not that I'm complaining. I'm not complaining, but it's not a holiday. Like the old Honda Civic Diesel, this has a 1.6 litre ID.Tech engine, but it's been heavily revised to make it more refined, smoother and more economical. It's also one of the first engines in the world to have gone through a whole new testing regime that's been designed to be more real world, more realistic in the figures that it produces. So it better measures the economy and also the pollutants that are coming out the back, and it's just to stop manufacturers giving you slightly dodgy numbers. So what do you need to know? Well, as I said, 1.6 litre turbo diesel. It's got 120 brake horsepower at 4,000 RPM and 222 foot-pounds of torque at 2,000 RPM. And to give all of that some perspective, currently the most economical engine in the Civic range is the 1 litre turbo, and that's got 129 brake horsepower and 148 foot-pounds of torque. So this has slightly less power, but quite a bit more torque. But whereas that engine, that'll get 59 mpg, this will get 76.3, or at least that's what they say it will do. But as I said, it's been through a new testing regime, so that figure should be more accurate. Now, I'm not going to go fully into every little detail of this car because, let's be honest, I have covered the Civic fairly comprehensively over the last year, so I'm not going to go into every little detail. But how does it feel? Actually, power delivery is very, very smooth, and on the motorway, just cruising around, it's very refined. You can just hear that in the cabin. 0 to 62 miles an hour takes 9.8 seconds, and the top speed is 125 miles an hour. And that, to my mind, seems pretty respectable for just a normal, everyday diesel hatchback. And as I said, the way it delivers its power is very, very smooth and very quiet. I suppose one of the main things to think about is, does this drive massively differently to the other Civics in the range? And if I'm honest, I don't think it does. Yes, there is a little bit more weight over the front end of the car. That's what happens with diesels. But if I'm honest, you can't really feel that. It feels just as good as every other Civic they have in the range. And by that I mean the steering. It's quick, but it's really good. The suspension keeps you nice and flat when you start getting into corners like this. The Honda Civic generally is a very well sorted car, and by adding a diesel engine, it hasn't ruined it. And I suppose what's interesting is the fact that at a time when everyone is saying diesel's bad, diesel is terrible, you shouldn't buy a diesel, Honda comes along and says, I think you should buy a diesel. Prices start at £20,120, and they rise all the way to £24,925. Now, I'm sure I will drive this car again sometime soon, and I think when I do that, I won't be surrounded by some Italian drivers who are slightly mad. Earlier on, I saw 3 cars on one side of the road, and there was another car coming the other way. They know how to drive well in Italy.